My name is Dr. Stephanie Garrett, and I'm going to be your professor this semester for U.S. History 1301. This is U.S. history from Columbus through the end of the Civil War. We only have 5 weeks for this class, so it's going to go really, really fast. Let me real quick give you a little background information about myself, and then we'll move on to the syllabus. I have been teaching history for 20 years. I have taught U.S. history, AP U.S. history, college U.S. history. I read history books for fun. I go on history vacations, so I am the resident history nerd. Sometimes my family will hesitate asking me a history question because they get far more than they'd ever want to know. So let's move on to Blackboard and the syllabus. Minimize my screen here for you. And this is what you will see when you first open Blackboard from the Dallas College website. It has announcements that will give you update information when you need it. Here's a little blurb about extra credit. Later on the semester, you might want to do that. It is not required, but it's an opportunity for you to get it. And this will kind of give you a walkthrough on how to manage Blackboard, where your materials are going to be, stuff like that. Down here, though, is where it has syllabus and calendar. And this is going to be your first stop when you want to get started with this class. So I'm going to bring you to this side. You can see what it looks like. I know it's taking a few minutes for it to load. But I'm going to move over to my actual syllabus screen. So the syllabus starts off with information about how to contact me. The most important bit on here, as far as how to get a hold of me quickly, is going to be right here where it says remind. This is a way to be able to text me, or I can text the whole class as a group. So what you do to get into remind is you open up a text message on your phone, just a blank one. You put in the number 81010, and then you use @DocSteph as your message, and that will get you into our Remind group. You can also download the app, which is a free app that you can download to your phone, and it also makes it easier to get in and out of Remind. But if it is, in the evening and you're trying to do your assignment and you've stumbled, with some kind of challenge, then if you'll use Remind to get a hold of me, it's going to be a whole lot faster than trying to get a hold of me through email. Also, I use Teams, Microsoft Teams, to hold review sessions, go over how to do the paper and stuff like that. To get into Teams, when you go to the Dallas College site, up in the top right side, there is a thing that says Online Tools. Click on that, go down to where it says Microsoft Teams, and that will get you into the Dallas College Teams, and I will have already set up our class. It should show up on your Teams page. The same login you use for Blackboard, you should be able to get into Teams, and that will give you a way to get into our review sessions, or if you need to talk with me about something or get into office hours, I use Teams for all of that. So it's really good if you know how to maneuver that. If you once again get into an issue, send me an email and I will help walk you through how to get into Teams. This is the general information about our class. Please keep in mind these dates right here. As you scroll down, here's a brief description, learning outcomes, what Texas wants the core objectives to be. That's on the next page. Your required materials are going to be what you would normally have for any kind of class, whether it is pen, paper, highlighter, whiteout, whatever you need for any kind of class. Your textbook is Give Me Liberty by Eric Foner. Let me go back over here to the screen for the Blackboard to get into the text. I'm sorry, I click on where it says History 1301 right here. And sorry, my screen keeps glitching. And it will give you instructions on how to get into the textbook. This is part of Include Ed. And so you can always find your textbook right here. Once you get yourself into it, then all your chapters are going to be there for your reading and stuff like that. So that's how you get into the textbook. going back to the syllabus, as you go down, you're going to see how I'm going to grade stuff this semester. Since it's a class, I've got 3 quizzes, I've got 1 paper, there's a midterm and a final, but there's also this participation grade right up here at the top. Participation and attendance through you getting into the discussion boards that are scheduled a couple of times, 2 to 3 times a week for you to get into and make a post to the discussion board and then to reply to one other student's post on the discussion board. Since this is a way to have class discussions and to elaborate on some of the topics that we're going to be talking about this semester. This is the basic grading, so how you make your ABC for the class. This is how the detailed description of all the work I'm going to be grading. I'm going to go over that a little bit more here in a little bit. And then down here, how do I take late work? How do you make things up? Those types of things. And then you have the course calendar. Now at this point, I'm going to go back over to the screen for Blackboard and back up here to syllabus. What I've done this semester for your syllabus and your calendar is I posted the calendar outright where you can see it right here. Let me see if I can move my way. So here's due and when it's due. Now this also will show up under your weekly lessons, under on the side where it has lesson plan. As the class opens, you're going to see week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And under each week, I have posted what you're supposed to do, what's due and when it's due, and stuff like that. But this, so you have your due dates over here and what all is going to be happening. Since this is a 5-week class, it is imperative that you keep up with this. This is not something, unless you like to torture yourself, where you can go a day or 2 and not do anything. You're going to have to every day if you want to stay on top of it, or you'll get behind. And then in my past experience with doing very fast online classes, once you get behind, it is so hard to catch back up. Your due dates and when they go back up here to this side over here and kind of scooch me back so I'm not hiding. Discussion board. When you first open discussion board, the only thing you're going to see right here is where I want you to write a short introduction to yourself, just telling me what your name is, what's your favorite subject, what kind of hobbies you have, do you have a job, what do you do, what you want to get from this course. Just a little bit of get to know you. I will post one in here as well, so you can have a little background and kind of get an idea. It doesn't have to be very long. Just a paragraph is plenty. I don't need to know your whole life history. Don't worry about that. But the rest of your discussion boards will show up here. And so you're going to click on whatever the forum is, like this. And it's going to have a place when you get in there where you can post something of your own. And then if you want to reply to somebody else's as they show up, you can click on somebody else's and post on there. So when we get ready to do the actual discussion boards, that's where you're going to make your post to the prompt and then reply to somebody else's post. And now these replies to somebody else's prompt or somebody else's post, it needs to be more than, great job, I like what you had to say. I want it to have some kind of content of, I agree with what you said about the early explorers. I see where they were looking for God, gold, and glory, something like that. Something that is got some substance to it and not just I get what you're saying. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then quizzes become due. You're going to find them. Now you're not going to see anything here when I click on it, but your quizzes will show up under here where you can click on them, fill out the paper, and then these are under here when they start opening. It's under a Word document. So what you're going to want to do is download it to your computer, fill it in, save it at save your completed answers, and then re-upload it into to submit it. That's the easiest way. If you have issues with uploading it into Blackboard, you may also attach it to an email back to me. Same thing with your paper. Your one paper is going to open up here. It is a 5-paragraph essay minimum. It should run 2 to 3 pages, double spaced. So it's 12-point font, 1-inch margins. It should have an intro, 3 body paragraphs, a conclusion at the minimum. That's your basic 5-paragraph essay. I will give you everything you need for this paper. It's if you've ever heard of a document-based question, it is like that. It's going to have a prompt. It's going to have several documents to pick from. You're going to need to use 6. It's going to have 7 documents. So you're going to use 6 of the 7 documents. You use the documents as evidence to back up your position on the prompt. I will have a review session or a team session to go over in more detail how to do the paper before it's due. So be looking for that, and I'll give you a heads up about when I'm going to schedule that. Your exams will show up under exams. And so this is basically how to navigate the system for Blackboard. Once again, if you have any kind of questions, any kind of hiccups, please feel free to email me, send me a remind text, anything along those lines, and I will get back with you. I'm really good about getting back as quickly as I can once I get your information. So I'm looking forward to a really good semester, even though it's going to be very fast. And we'll have a great time learning about early U.S. history. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.